Are you professional? 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 You look like a professional. Even if you ain't a professional, this video is going to be for you. Especially if you like taking loads and loads of photos and loads of video, and you're into cinema photography and a filmmaker. You could be anything to do with photography and video. Photography is like little pictures that can make a time lapse, but it comes into a video. Do you get what I mean? Because if you do, you should be watching this video. This is about the Lexar Workstation HR2. Stick around and find out more. This is going to be a full review on the Lexar HR2 miniature station, workstation. Now the reason I say this, if you're a professional or not a professional, if you're not a professional, you could be an enthusiast that loves taking millions and millions of pictures, and you've got micro SD cards, you've got SD cards, you've got CF cards, and you've got SSDs, and you just want to offload all that data straight onto one device, straight onto a, whether it's a Mac or a Windows computer. This will be able to do this no problem, and at high speed. This is Thunderbolt 2 as well as USB 3. So USB 3 being up to 5 gigabits per second, and obviously Thunderbolt being up to 10 gigabits per second. Thunderbolt 2, I think 1.5 times more faster, so it's ridiculously fast and powerful. So Lexar sent this over as well as all the other compartments as well, so we're going to go through it real quickly, and you can see that all the boxes are individual. You can buy the boxes and use them individually to your computer. So it's got the cable that comes, and obviously a rubber grommet as well to make sure it's all nice and tidy and clean. We're going to start off with the micro SD card reader, and if you've got, say, 3 GoPros and you've got 3 GoPros and 3 micro SD cards, and you've got loads of data that you really want to just offload really quickly, and you've got a Mac and it's about, or a Windows laptop or whatever, they send you, well, they don't send you this, you buy this, and you've got a cable as well, which is USB 3, and you plug it in to your computer, whether it's Mac or Windows. You put all your micro SD cards in, and sequentially it takes the data off straight away, and you can offload it to a bigger storage device, which will probably be an SSD or Western Digital, Seagate drive, Samsung drive, don't know, any sort of storage drive. This is what that will be, and the lights indicate that it's going to be transferring data, but to make sure that it's going to actually be doing that, we're going to be testing it and testing the speeds, the reads and writes of these actual devices as well, but only with USB 3. Other than Thunderbolt is a lot faster than USB 3, so you know you're going to get the optimized speed. So I'm just going to show you the bottom end. But looking at all these devices, they've got rubber feet at the bottom, so you can just put this on the desk. Look how small and cute that is. That's just cool. And you've got a USB 3 cable. Let's see how big that is. And it is, I'll say this is about 75 centimeters long. That's quite a fair decent bit of cable. But obviously connect to a laptop, no problem, because the laptop's on the same sort of surface, but for the back of a desktop and a computer, should be okay, should be okay. But anyway, that cable's about 75 centimeters, and that is cool. Now I've got to show you what I'm going to do. So this is the workstation. So you can see there's Thunderbolt connectors on the back here, so there's 2 there, and then obviously a cable for the USB 3, and then obviously I think that's a DC out, or no, AC out actually, and that's what connects, that's where your power source will be, and you get a power brick, and that looks long enough to obviously feed from the back of any desk and then feed it through the front, and then you get like a kettle lead as well. We've got one for my country, and there's another one for probably America, but you'll get one if you obviously buy it from, say, I don't know, Japan. You'll get one for Japan, wouldn't you? Anyway, let's take these. Well, let's see this. It looks all really nice and that. It's got a Lexar logo there, and it's got LED light to say indicating activation. What's going on? Data is transferring or offloading. So I can just take this off. I don't. Yeah, that's it. So, and then it's got one of these little plug socket things on the back, like that, and then you can just put it in. Now this can go. There. It doesn't really matter. You can have, if you've got like 46 GoPros, you're a little bit crazy like that, then obviously you can put like another 4 on there, which will give you a total of 12 micro SD slots, and that's pretty crazy. You're going to offload it all at the same time, so there's no waiting around. That's why this is so good. Well, anyway, that's the first one in there. And then I don't know what you do with that cover, and I guess that's to take with you, so you can put it, right, okay, so you can put it over the top and you don't get no dust in there, so they thought about that as well. They've included that, and it's nice rubber sort of feel, and it's cool, excellent. Right, now we're going to go with, what are we going with, a CF card reader. So, I should have took this plastic off, shouldn't I, really? So this is for a CF card reader, and what I'm going to do is, show you the back, because well, the underneath is rubber feet. So all of these boxes and compartments, I did say that you can use them individually and you can plug them straight into a PC, whether it's Mac or whether it's Windows, you can use all of them, but we're obviously using this for the storage tray. So there goes another one. I'm gonna put it off now. So that's got the same back, and that goes in here, and it plonks in there. Now it's looking a little bit of a beast, and that includes a rubber bit as well. Now we're going to go with the SD card, and I know that you can buy USB 3, like a double USB 3 port on the front there, so you can offload 2 drives, or you can use a micro SD. Yeah, you can do quite a bit with it. It's really quite sick. They've actually thought about it. They've also got HR1, but this is HR2, which is a newer version, and it's a lot faster, and it's just a little bit, the cables are longer and everything's a little bit better. So you've got rubber feet on there, so it's not going anywhere, and it says Professional Workflow HR2, and this is for SD cards, any SD cards, whatever SD cards, it will work, and it will work to the specification of the SD card. So if it says 95 megabytes per second and 65 megabytes read and write speeds, that's what you will get from here, no problem. And this will go into this slot. And I'm going to just open it up here. I'm going to try and open it up here. I need some long fingernails. Right, so I can move this one down there if I really wanted to. So that's why I'm going to put that one. And then I'm going to put this one here. And as you can see, all the lights to indicate whether data is transferring or not on both. So that's cool. And that comes with a little rubber bit as well. Now I'm wondering what I could do with this. I might turn it into Lego, I don't know. And they all come with USB 3s, which is like the cable, which is 75 centimeters long. Now this is cool. What do you think this is? Well, this is a 256 gig SSD. This has got a read speed of 450 megabytes per second, but the write speed is a little bit lower, but it depends on what you're using it for and what you're going to be transferring data on. So if I'm using a really slow SSD card, not SSD, a small SD card, and it's slow, and I'm going to be transferring data to here, then obviously it's going to be slower for the read and write speeds. So if I'm using a top grade Lexar or any other sort of manufacturer that does top grade megabytes read and write speeds for a SD card or CF card or micro SD card, then you're going to get the top speed that you're going to get. So 450 megabytes per second off this little SSD. Now this is an SSD with rubber base. This is the smallest SSD I've ever seen in my life, other than MSATA, because MSATA is quite small as well, and I think an MSATA could be in here, but I love how small it is. It's got the LED lights to indicate how much storage you got left on there as well, which is cool, and you can walk around with it because it's external, and then after you finish you plug it into here. But before we go into that bit, I'm just going to show you, this is the size of a normal SSD, and this SSD is even smaller than what that is, and it looks really nice. It's got the Lexar logo on the top, and it's got the USB 3 function where you don't have to use this big box. With your Mac operating system or Windows, you can just use this drive and then offload onto it, no problem. So now if you think about it, what have we got here? we've got some really beastly offloading, transferring data machine. So I can offload 3 micro SD cards, an SD card of this is any SD cards or micro SD cards. It will fit and work with all of them at the top rated speed that the manufacturer put on their SD cards or micro SD cards. CF cards as well, you can have the top fastest ones in the world, slowest ones in the world. It's going to work to that speed, and then you've got solid state, so I can offload my CF card, my SD card and my micro SD cards all onto this storage drive, and I can take this with me. And the good thing about this, as a professional gear, you can be doing a film, a music video and stuff like that, and you take this workstation with you, or you can just take take it with you, and then you can offload everything. Say that you went skiing and then like get a few cameras set up with your GoPro, or your DJI Osmo, because that uses micro SD cards, or even quadcopters use micro SD cards, or your cameras and stuff. You can just offload all of this at the same time. So there's no like, oh, I'm going to put a CF card in, and then I'm going to put an SD card in, and then I'll put micro SD cards in, and then hopefully it will, I'll wait till that finishes, and then that one could go, and then I'll wait till that finishes, that goes. I'm telling you that you can use all 3, 4, 5 all at the same time at its maximum speed. Thunderbolt, you're not going to have any lag at all. The USB 3, we're kind of up there with the bandwidth, and there's no sort of lag with that. You can connect loads of USB 3s at the same time and it'll be fine. So this has got 4 USB 3s, and it's still going to perform at the right performance. This has got a rubber base as well, and it's not going anywhere. It's a little bit of a finger magnet because it's got a black sort of piano finish, but you can just give it a quick wipe over. Lexar, you should have gave me a cloth, but anyway, that's cool, that's cool. But anyway, if you are an aspiring little Casey Neistat, or well, not in a little Casey Neistat, he's a grown man, do you know what I mean? But if you are like him and you got a quadcopter, a camera, a GoPro, and you got this and you got that, then obviously this makes sense, doesn't it? This can offload all of this data and transfer. That means your workload will be not even cut in half, it will be cut in like 100%. That's all I can say. So all we need to do is just connect it up to a PC, so I can definitely show you what I'm talking about and prove the read and write speeds. We're going to do read and write speeds of the CF cards that I've got from Toshiba. I'm going to put that in there, and we're going to use the micro SSD that's here and see what the speeds are like. If we are going to get like around 450 megabytes per second or a little bit lower, and then we're going to use the SD cards, which I use in a 5D Mark III, and I'm going to use CF cards in there as well, which are quite fast, and the micro SD cards, which are around 95 megabytes per second in here, and I'm going to use a couple of slow ones. But also Lexar did send me a micro SD card, which I did put into my DJI Osmo, and that's a 32 gig card. I did actually make a review on something else, so it was something to do with something else, so you can check that out here. There will be like a card or something floating around, and this card that they gave me is 95 megabytes per second. It's kind of like their third one down. They've got so many different ranges of micro SD cards and SD cards. They also gave me an SD card as well, which is a 32 gig professional Lexar card, and that's 653, all for 4K, and it's perfect. And I'm going to be using them cards to transfer the data that I used to do that video for the review for that some other manufacturer to go in this workstation, so you can see the speeds that's going to be coming off the SD cards and the micro SD card. And I'm also going to just be chucking, oh yeah, I think I used the CF card as well actually. So the CF card I'm going to be using as well, and I'm just going to do some daily, I don't know, real world results. I'm just going to drop some data on there and see how fast this little SSD is.
Sorry,
the results are there. You can see from like clearly 4K that I was transferring over, not the 38 whatever 40 by 2160, but the 40 by 1960 by 2160. I think it's the ratio of 4K. 4K is slightly bigger than 1080p. What I mean slightly bigger than 1080p, if you put 1080p 4 times in the square space of 4K, the proper resolution, not ultra high definition, but proper 4K resolution, then, and you put 4 1080s in, that would actually make up ultra high definition, but it doesn't make up 4K. 4K has slightly got a little bit more to play around with, and it just shows how big them files were that were going over. I was transferring RAW files, JPEG files, it was flying through. I just had to show you obviously the micro SD card Lexar gave me as well to try in the station. So we've got 32 gig which runs at 95 megabytes per second. That's the read speeds. The write speeds, it's all in the results, and you get one of these with a DJI Osmo, but you get a 16 gig version, and it's no slouch. The bigger it got, it's still the same speed. 32 gig of this, and this was running all okay. This is quite up to date and new compared to my other Lexar cards, and the solid state, that was really cool. That was really cool. It's so small, and it was really, I don't know, I can't really describe it. I basically connected it to loads of USBs, so it weren't directly connected straight to the computer, it was just directly connected to other USBs, and we're still getting a high performance of 4K, and we're getting 1080p resolution, no problem. It was really cool. I've done a read and write speed of that, done a read and write speed of that, done a read and write speed of the solid state drive, which is a little box thing that goes into the station, and it really performed well. But I also done some other tests. I had a Toshiba 64 gig, which is top of the range, like micro SD card, like the one I just showed you there, and I wanted to show you real world results, what was happening, to make sure that you can see what was going on. So anyone that's got a computer just all strapped together with loads of USBs, and it's just kind of an older generation computer, and the interface is not too up to date, and the drivers and all that sort of stuff, those are the real world results that you will get. Also done read and write speeds just to show you for the more enthusiastic or the more professional out there that want to know what the read and write speeds that they should be getting, regardless if it's old or new, and that's what I did. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope there's enough information in there. If there ain't, dislike the video. So if you dislike it, then I know there wasn't enough information there. Write to me, tell me what else I can do that would have been more better, no not more better, more improved, and just comment to say hello. I like to say hello, I'll say hello back. Like the video if you like it, obviously, and share the video if anyone else needs it, like professionals, enthusiasts, people that have just got 2 million cameras and they just want to offload data all day long. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. And obviously if you like that video, don't forget to like it, to let me know in the comments as well. So you don't have to just like it, you can just comment and tell me you like the video, and yeah, see ya.